Saturday. Hello, hello. Let's see, what do we want to listen to today while we work? It's really nice out here. I think tomorrow might be a beach day. Beach day episode tomorrow. Lazy Sunday. Before that, gonna get through Saturday of. All right, here we go. Now that I'm on screen, I gotta fix my posture. Get everything in the right spot here. All right. Let's do some game dev. All right, we're looking good from last time. Last time we worked on preparing the new tile set atlas sources. I think we finished all that. What we need to do now is rewrite the actual get tile functions to work with the new mappings, which are kind of indirect, so it involves a lookup, so we need to add the lookup. Do we pass the buffer around? Probably. Oh, shoot. I think we passed the component around. So we need some data about it. Let's look for tile set and make sure everything's all good. Yeah, I think these are all set. Oh, excuse me. A bit yawny today. I've just gotten back from breakfast. Had a big old breakfast. Had pancakes, egg, sausage, 3 or 4 cups of coffee. That's my Saturday treat. So energy levels should start to rise. I did walk around. I walked to this little diner and back, and it is gorgeous out right now. Summer has finally reached San Francisco. That's about 3 days ago. Which is a bit late, but you know, better late than never. Alright, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna start going through our functions here. Describe tile map data. This is the overarching function. Hey, Code Fox. Welcome in. How's it going? Happy Saturday. How's your weekend going? It's good. This is episode 239 of working on our isometric 2D FTL-like game, kind of like a little starship management game. We're integrating a new tile set atlas source for the autotiler that we use to render these isometric tile maps. So we're plugging that stuff in right now. How are you doing? All right, let's just go down the list, I guess. You're good? That's good. All right, so we're gonna need to rearrange these a little bit. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait to figure out the corner logic. We're just gonna focus on the sides right now. So we're not gonna try to add any functionality to the autotiler functions. We're just gonna see if we can integrate the new textures. Hey, Dime Novel Hero. Excuse me. We made a new tile set atlas. So we basically made a new sprite sheet that we use to draw all our tiles, and it includes corners, which is an important thing we were missing. And we're integrating them. See if we can get our autotiler to work with the new textures. Happy Saturday. Probably do this for a few hours. This might be a very music forward stream that remains this chill. CodeFox, you're visiting developers from the indie game developers team and you ask random questions. Oh, cool. Are you on the team? The team is big, so I find that I can't keep up with everyone. What kind of questions are you asking? No? Okay. Well, this is a fun activity. Yeah. Feel free to ask whatever. AMA. All right, so the first thing is source ID. We're changing the way we use the source ID. The source ID now is just... I'm actually going to rewrite this. Source ID is going to be... The default is going to be 0, because what we're writing is we're currently writing the fallback. And then what we're going to do is we're probably going to register additional sources. But right now there's only one source, so everything is going to be 0. That'll be easy. Also, the alt ID thing can also be just hard-coded as 0 for now, which I guess we do up here. Is Godot really that easy? Depends on exactly what you mean. I think it's intuitive. I think it's the most intuitive engine. I think if you're coming from Unity, it's pretty understandable. I think it's a lot better for solo developers and especially for small projects than your typical engine, professional engine, but it still has the capability to do more. So it's one of those, it's very much an easy to learn, difficult to master kind of situation, which I think is ideal for a small solo or indie developer. Hey, Nix, how's it going? That said, we are kind of engaging with Godot in kind of a very contrived way. We've kind of split off our simulation layer into its own thing. And we're really only using Godot for rendering and UI. You slept through most of the day? Nice. That seems like an appropriate response considering how much you worked yesterday. What are we doing today? We're hopefully getting the autotiler to run off of our new tileset source atlas. Tileset atlas source. God, terminology. Jargon. I am unsure what we're going to do about doors. I think I'm going to just ignore them for now. The door thing is going to be hard. I'll have to think about how we want to apply those. I think for now we're just going to not implement doors. Or I guess we could just not place them. What is an FTL? These are real. Thank you for the easy questions. FTL, Faster Than Light, is a classic 2012 game by Subset. Matthew Davis and Jay Ma. Classic space management game, top-down pixel art, kind of abstracted spaceship management game where you have power systems, or you have power, you have systems, you have crew, you have little roguelike, little adventure dialogue boxes and stuff, and you're on this run to see if you can get to the end with your ship and not blow up and defeat the rebel flagship. Spoilers. But yeah, it's really cool. Very great game. Classic. Beloved. I think it sold something like 2 million copies on Steam. Beloved game. On sale right now. 70% off. $2.99. Play it if you haven't. It's one of the best. Part of the classic roguelike revival. There's also a newer game if you're interested in a newer take on it called Void War, which is a lot more expensive, but it's kind of like the Warhammer 40,000 take on FTL. I think it's good. I think it's a little much. It's very maximalist, but that's also very much in line with 40K, so, you know. But yeah, FTL. Play FTL. Everyone should play FTL. All right, so here's our logic. I'm gonna start with the floorboards, the decks here, and we'll arrange those first. Indenting got all messed up when I copied and moved these around. Oh, we're switching off the Atlas. That's... Oh, maybe that's the right approach. We can use this enum. Well, we can't really use the enum. We're going to need to use a... We're going to need to use some kind of registry, which is fine. We're going to need some kind of tile material, tile Atlas registry. Kind of like the way we register entities or buffers. Because it's not, we can't use an enum because we don't know how many of them there are. But once we got this working, we'll make a bunch of overlays. All right, so what we do when we're ready, build out our formats. Still have to decide how we're going to handle bulks, but let's not worry about that. Let's do the floors first, the decks, and then it'll be pretty clear, I think, how we'll handle the bulks. Also, am I creating these correctly? Buffer length. 256, yeah, okay. Laying in the sun. This is what I wanted to do walking back from breakfast. Good song name. I actually, I missed my turn. I'm on foot. I'm not in a car. I missed my turn to come back home after the diner. I almost just kept walking. And if I had kept walking, I'd be in the beach in about 5 minutes. So it was like, it was really hard to turn and come home. My subconscious was like, we don't have to work or stream. We could just keep going and fall asleep at the beach. Our belly full of breakfast. It was very tempting. I'll do it tomorrow, though. The weather's supposed to hold for tomorrow. I missed a great opportunity to do a beach stream. Yeah, that would have been funny. I don't have the setup to stream from my phone. Not that I would. I'm not like a variety streamer. Or whatever, an IRL streamer. I probably wouldn't, but it'd been funny. At GodotCon, people kept threatening to do a hot tub stream, and I was like, that'd be pretty funny. Just get a whole bunch of Godot devs. All right, so we finished describing these. So what's the impediment to getting this working? It's this. It's the Atlas coordinate. Plugging in the Atlas coordinate. So this, I shouldn't call this Atlas coords. It's really like tile coords at this point. Also, this is a vector. Oh, this will become a vector 4. It's not a vector 4 yet. I might need to make it a vector 4 now. So, okay, so what we need to do is we need to go through all this process, and then when we plug the Atlas coord in here, this is where we need to do a lookup. So, how am I going to get access to the buffer? Do I pass in the buffer? I think I need to pass in the buffer component, because we need information from the buffer component. So what am I going to call that? So it's the tile set atlas index buffer X. So we need that component. We need this component. We need to pass it in. So we should just get those here. So we can do it down here. The variable. Might just call it xcomp for now. I could call it x. Say tile buffer x. It's not really the tile buffer, it's like the atlas buffer. I'm gonna say atlas buffer x equals game.world.get component. It's a tile set atlas index buffer x. I need to shorten this. I don't know, maybe not. I could call it just atlas. Oh, I did call it atlas buffer x. We just need the tile set format entity. That's it. It's kind of amazing when the autocomplete can't figure out what I'm trying to do. I keep pausing and waiting for it. I'm like, come on, you know it. You know what we're doing. If I define an X and a Y, I might need a Z. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to do, dog. Which is a little concerning. Kind of implies that I'm formatting this in such a way that it doesn't understand, but whatever. That's fine. All right, so I want to put in atlas buffer X. So I want to say tile set atlas buffer. All right, so if I get the atlas buffer X, what we do down here, instead of plugging in atlas coordinates, what we do is we say atlas buffer X, and we plug in this is where we say atlas coords dot X plus atlas coords dot Y times. Oh, we need the comp. I forgot we can't. So this isn't the. This is the buffer comp X. What this is. We're gonna say buffer comp X dot span. Oh, we can't get the span. So we need to get the buffer first. So we'll say buffer read only int atlas buffer X equals buffer equals new buffer read only int buffer comp X. Switch this to a var. I don't love this. Getting a span for each tile seems really dumb, but I also think this is basically free. Wait a second. Why does this say get read write buffer? Oh, that's a horrible get read only buffer. That's a silly bug. That makes me a little concerned. I wonder if the 3D buffer just makes the same mistake. That'd be unfortunate. No, we do it correctly here. Okay. I did realize I need a 2D buffer. I do not currently have that. So we say buffer comp x dot what we do is, so the atlas chords is a new vector 2i. What we want to do is we want to say down here, we want to say int, we want to say buffer x index, or maybe we want to say tile index. Tile index equals atlas buffer x. So we can index into this and get the index, or we can, you know, get into this and get the index out of it. And get the tile index, Jesus. Say atlas index. Out of the atlas buffer x, we'll say, we can just pull what we got from here. When we set it up, yeah, yes. That does mean we need to make this a vector 4i, but that's okay. So we'll say vector 4i. I don't want to call this atlas chords. I just call it chords. Do we use chords anywhere in here? I guess that's ambiguous. Vector 4i's. That's no way to call someone. That's me. Call me old Vector 4i's. You will be too once you pop those AR glasses on. I need to remove this early out. We can't support it right now. All right, so we plug in this, which is good. Okay, so we get the index out of the buffer, and then what we need to do is we need to turn the index into atlas chords. So here we can just say, so atlas chords is a new vector 2i, and it's atlas index modulo buffer comp x I wonder if it should be buffer x comp. I don't know. Comp buffer x, whatever. Buffer comp x. And then this is atlas index divided by buffer comp x. What's your problem here? What's your major malfunction? Will you tell me what's wrong? Cannot apply operator modulo to operands of type int and oh, what? Oh, yeah, oops. Silly me. have to actually specify what property I want. Buffer comp x dot width. There we go. That theoretically should work. I think we can just call this buffer component. We can call this just Atlas buffer. Or we could just call it buffer. We can call this coords. Yeah, maybe we'll call it buffer xcomp. Xcomp is funny. I mean, it's not that funny, but it makes me think of exocomps. Now we're going to call it buffer comp. I'm going to stop calling these Atlas chords because they aren't. They're like this indirect thing. We can call this Atlas index though. I like this radio. It's got like RimWorld-esque music to it. Oh, I need to get the buffer. Yeah, honestly, the only RimWorld mod I really miss is the P music mod, which added like 50 tracks or something. It was all so good. Oh, they got P music out for the 1.6 version? Nice. Yeah, that's good. I left it off because, you know, if we do a Let's Play of it, I don't want to risk a copyright strike or anything. We've only done one of those, so maybe it's worth putting it back in and just disabling it. Why is this unfinished? Oh, because we don't need the rest of it. Wait, what? The F? There we go. Nice. Oh, get ready, Nix. I'm gonna ban this spam bot here. Getting ready to fire here. Firing when ready.
He's dead, Jim.
He is. Yeah, very dead, and not like in a I'll come back in Star Trek 3 kind of dead, like proper dead. Hey, Rihanna Journey. Happy Saturday. How's it going? All right, and then so this is the same basic function here. There will be another. All right, the Z tile I'm a little concerned about. How do we do the Z tile? Also, did I even update the JSON for the Z tile? Probably not. I did not. Okay. Or did I? I did. Great. How's everyone doing this fine Saturday? Hey, butter chicken. How's it going? Welcome to Digital Iliad here. We're working on an FTL-like made in Godot, a little isometric 2D FTL-like. Right now we're hooking up a new tile set atlas source. We changed the whole format of how our tile set atlas sources are organized, so we're trying to plug that into the autotiler. What did I miss here? Oh, this. Yeah, we can't handle this. Hey, Shadowcron. First time joining the process of your game. Oh, awesome. So yeah, we're working on an FTL-like made in Godot. Like FTL faster than light, so like a little spaceship management kind of game. We're doing an isometric 2D. So it's like a 3D spaceship being rendered in isometric 2D. Or it's not actually isometric, but, you know, close. I can show you what what we're cooking on here. We're mostly working on our editor tiles, on our editor tools. And we're working on a new auto tiling process, but the old process still works, so I should be able to just show you that. You too use Godot to make games and you started your own project? Oh, awesome. I'd love to see more about it. We have a Discord. There should be a link on the channel page there somewhere. I need to get the streamer bot to work on YouTube, because it currently doesn't. All right, there's currently an error here. Could not find file. Oh, I renamed it. All right, let me reconnect this file, and then I'll kind of show you the kind of stuff we're working on. Reconnect this here. There we go. I thought that this export variable would have updated itself. Maybe not, because I rearranged it and renamed it, but whatever. Yeah, no, I please no, share your work with us. That's what we've got, to share your work channel sort of deal. I would love to see the kind of stuff you're working on. But here's our auto tiler. So we're building these 3D ships and we're rendering them in 2D. So we can build out all our floors. The demo is not very ship-like. It's more like a giant housing project, but right now we're literally gray boxing everything, so it doesn't look particularly great. But yeah, we're trying to update the auto tiler here. While it's pretty snazzy, it has some issues. So we've got a lot of stuff going on here. We've got compartmentalization systems, a tile editor system, a cutaway system. So that, because the hard part about this is the visibility challenge of like, how do you look into these 3D spaces? And that's kind of the deal. Kind of the stuff we're working on right now. There's a weird graphical issue. Oh yeah, you can see it on the stream. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna need to figure that out at some point. I think it's a transparency issue. I don't know. I'm gonna figure out what that is. Super annoying. I figure we'll be able to fix it sometime in the next, few years. We can also auto tile some doors. Make bigger doors. We got to design a 3x2 door soon. So we're gonna need to make a new door soon. You can see why visibility is a problem. Yeah, it is a bit. It is a bit. We're adding a lot more verticality than FTL has, because FTL is like top-down 2D. That's like the typical way you would do a game like this. But for me, the cool thing about a spaceship is that it's got this 3D layering. It's like got multiple decks. It's just hard to surface that to the player. So that's been a lot of what we've been working on. And the tile set editor or the block editor here has been a really great test case for it, because it's like you need to be able to see what you're building anyway, so it's like a great way to check to see if... So we've got some cutaway stuff like the half-wall cutaways. We've got room-based cutting away, so if you mouse over a room, you can just see... There's some stuff we want to change to the input system to make it a little bit more like raycast input-like. Because right now it's just being hard mapped to the floor on a certain ZA level, but yeah, so that's kind of the stuff we're working on. We made a new Atlas format right now, and we're trying to get it hooked up in there. Oh, here comes something from Nyx. Oh, my lord. Nyx, how did you write that all so quickly? Oh, your crazy, absurd RimWorld character is just getting more and more OP. Yeah, you explained to us how crazy their HP regeneration was. This seems broken. It seems like you've broken the game. Like, do you even need to have more than one character at this point? You spent some good time on the rendering of this pixel art with proper placement on both axes. Yeah, the perspective stuff has been really nice. We're using an unusual perspective. We're using like 4x1 dimetric. So about half as high up as like isometric would be. So I like it. So like a traditional isometric would be this 2 horizontal pictures for every 1 vertical pixel. But where our perspective is more side on, which I like. It makes the visibility problem worse just because blocks are more likely to obscure the blocks behind them. It's not like isometric where a block only really obscures the 1 block behind it. So it makes the visibility problem worse, but it makes foregrounding and backgrounding things really easy in my mind. So like if we look at our little style guide thing here, you can see like the chairs and the characters are pretty much drawn side on. And then all the background elements are drawn in this perspective. So it'll be interesting to see how that evolves. Ah, I see, Nick. So you need 2 characters in your RimWorld because you have your overpowered character, but you need a second character to perform surgery on the first character to make the first character better. That must be hard for you. The isometric would have made it look slightly less detailed, so good call. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. For me, we're at such a low resolution that I don't feel like I can really draw the characters in perspective. Like, the characters are really just flat little side-on little things. We might add perspective to, like, big characters to, like, show how big they are. Like, maybe, like, big robots or something might be in perspective and not just these little flat duders. But yeah. Our basic aesthetic here is very Star Trek, but we're actually working on a little side project using the same tech, the same underlying tech and presentation. And that's kind of more, I think it's going to be more of a Firefly aesthetic. I've been working on the layout for the first ship for that. I think that'll be really fun to draw out this way too. You forgot to increase the game difficulty to 500% threat scale. Oh my god, Nyx. The game you're playing is so different from the RimWorld game anyone else is playing, but I think that's beautiful. That's like how my Factorio game is very different than the Factorio game everyone else is playing. I kind of like that. I think that makes it really hard to get into these games sometimes, but once you're in it, you are like in it. You are invested. It's very cool. What kind of stuff do you work on, Shadowcron? Yeah, I'd be interested to see some stuff in our Discord here. I could probably give you a link. Oh, you're in here already. Look at you. Or maybe you aren't. Maybe that's someone else. But welcome to whoever joined. It's a little community of game devs I'm trying to put together. Game devs and also just people who want to follow the development of the game. Or the stream, because we stream this development 5 days a week, Tuesday through Saturday around this time. We've been pretty good about it, being consistent with it. All right, so what do I need to do? So what I need to do now is pass in the buffer component. Can I just do that now? Like here, can I just say buffer comp x equals game.world.get component tile set atlas index buffer x tile set format flags.x. Let's see how long it takes the autocomplete to figure out what we're trying to do here. Nix, your game isn't all that different. You're just doing like a 40k Warhammer playthrough without actually using the main 40k mods. Is they're really buggy with your mod list. Oh, okay, you're doing like this grimdark, high-tech. Okay, that makes a little more sense. All right, so we just pass in the buffer comp x's here. Buffer comp x, now you're happy. Buffer comp y. Buffer comp z. So will this work? Are there any impediments to this working that I didn't think of? Probably. But I guess there's just one way to find out. Right now you're working on your game and while properly scaling the canvas layer with your viewport is a struggle. You think you got to figure it out? Yeah, canvas layers are crazy. We actually had someone in the Discord talking about that recently. So why there seems to be like a crazy offset. Here, let me try to put something down. So what's the deal with the offset? Oh. Okay, so something is rendering. This is also looks like it's auto-tiling correctly for the x-axis, if nothing else. Oh, I think I might know what's happening. So the offset is something I need to think about. So what do we do? Oh, okay. I know how to fix that. The X tile's working, the Y tiles and the Z tiles are not quite working, which is explainable by... Oh, well that's not explainable by that, so... Is there a reason I have... Oh, the reason I have these as separate things is because I need 3 of them. That's why. All right, so I think the problem is here. The offset problem. The offsetting problem should be here, which is that these are not offset. These are centered. However, the one that handles the input, which is this one, is offset. So it's going to make it really hard to switch these back and forth. I think I need a new grid layer. So how do I do this? Okay. I need a grid level new. And maybe a hull levels new. Well, maybe I don't. Maybe I can get away with just changing this. Okay, so the grid layer itself is centered. So the problem is that these are not. If I just change this. That might cause some problems, but... we'll just keep doing it until we get through here. Okay, I sort of fixed the offset. It's rendering. It's rendering the base tile at least. Okay, so the Z and the X looks fine. The Z and the Y are behaving a little weirdly. I don't totally understand why that would be. So why is there still an offset here? Tile maps used to only take absolute coordinates, but now they support negative coordinates, and I think somewhere we're introducing some kind of... it's this. It's the board. So the board needs to be different. It needs to be... I think it's going to be like -32. Oh, is the Z still 0 to 7? We got to figure this out. I think this should be fine. I think I want the Z to go to still be only positive numbers. Crash. Calling it. Okay, that didn't fix it, which is interesting. Oh, that actually made it. Oh. Okay, I'm curious. The offset I can live with for the moment. I'm still curious about why it's not rendering everything. What am I passing in? I'm passing in the correct components. Maybe the cutaway system is confused? Doesn't totally make sense. There's probably this long list of things that presume something about the previous setup, and I need to find all of them. And that's a bit of a conundrum. Excuse me. I guess, yeah, I should focus on the Z. If we can figure out why the Z layer is not rendering correctly, the others should be relatively easy. What if we suspend the cutaway for the moment? Let's suspend the cutaways and just see what we get here. Try to isolate the problem area. Okay, so it seems to be somewhat nope. So the Y is interesting. Y face is in an interesting spot here. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, hang on a second. So if the cutaway isn't causing this, what is? What if we did this? So I don't think it's the cutaway, which is curious. really hope the axis aligned bounding boxes aren't restricted in some way that I don't understand anymore. No, it shouldn't be that. Here's my idea. What if we don't do any manipulation of the atlas chords and we just render them all straight up and see if that's part of it? So we just skip this whole thing and we just say atlas chords equals vector 2i dot 0. Let's just try that. That'll keep it from trying to remove any outlines, which will look weird, but it will let me know why certain things aren't rendering. Okay. So yeah, so there's some... Oh, this is... I know what's happening, and it's something that I kind of feared might happen. The autotiler is not... I don't think the autotiler is only landing on unique tiles. Okay, well, we got this part, so let's try to fix the offset. It could be like an input handler problem. If we fix this offset, I'll be pretty happy. All right, where do we think that is? I think that's here on the static levels. I think something... Let's check the board. Yeah, I'm worried that the tile mapping is wrong. Static levels layer. Oh, did I only change one of the layers? Is that the problem? That's probably the problem. No, that's not the problem. I moved all of these into the middle here. Okay, all of you seem to be correct. Just curious. Input handler, track, tile mapping. Excuse me. Mapped offset. Can I attribute a... I think I can attribute one of these properties with like an onReady thing. I'll have to check that. It's 1 a.m. there. Oh, man. Shadowcron. Living large on a Saturday night. I can appreciate that. I'm getting sleepy just listening to this music. All right. Where are we making presumptions about the coordinate system? So here's an idea. I don't actually think that this is changing anything. I don't think that changing these coordinates is doing anything for us. That's my hypothesis. And if so, that means the effect is coming from somewhere else, which is interesting. Let's test that theory, shall we? So the offset's around here, and the cutoff is around there, which is reasonable. Okay, and then if I change it to this, I actually don't think we'll see any real change. So maybe the Z is determinant here to some extent. Okay, so the only change was that it allows for these negative coordinates now. But there's some kind of offset occurring. What if I change... Oh! Ho ho ho! So it works here for every Z level except 0. Curious. So if I go back up to 0, we get this weird-ass offset. Okay, okay. Narrowing it down. So Z level 0 is our culprit. What's different about Z level 0? Is it like literally using a different... Nope. Using exactly the same source here. Okay, they're all instantiated from the same thing. So why is 0 behave differently? Oh, well, for one thing, this only maps to 0. Just curious. What do I use this for? Do I use this for anything? One usage. Yeah, we're just applying it. We're not actually using this for anything. I like putting the attribute here. start logging things, I guess. We were going to change how this detection system works anyway, but I don't really want to do that now. I think the map global to level coords thing might be malfunctioning here a little bit. Static level layers, level index, 2 local global coords. We're gonna print these. It's very strange that this is only happening on certain layers. Print this and see what's going on. Whoa. Where's this other print coming from? What's printing out this 1112 number all the time? Okay. Well, that was weird. So if I do this, it's like in the negatives here. And then if I change the... This is super weird because it like freaks out and then it like coalesces back at the correct value. Oh, I guess I understand why it freaks out. Okay, so we get back to the same value, but it's rendering approximately the same value. But it's rendering at an offset when it's 0. Very strange. This is the bug of the day here. Like, my instinct is that this... You know what? This could be something really stupid on my part. This could be a problem with the way I've set up this layer. Doesn't seem like it, though. Hold on. Where's layer Z? Oh. I put these in the wrong order somehow. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2. Oh, these are all kinds of wrong. Okay. Well, we found it. I think we found the mystery. Oh, well, this is wrong too. 32, 32, 0, 32. So it should go from -96 to 128. -96. Oops. It's always a missing sign or something like that. Well, that's silly. All right. The crazy offset thing should be gone now. Yep. Okay, great. So now we just have our other remaining problems, which is... For one thing, it won't let us render at max. That's a weird problem. But hey, we can at least get the basic tiles rendering with the new atlas. Now we just got to get the outlining, the actual auto-tiling part to work correctly. Got to figure out why it's not. Okay. Get rid of that debug line. So our other problem is that the autotiler only seems to work for the X-facing tiles. The Y-facing tile seems to be misbehaving. But only for the Y. So maybe I flipped these wrong. What if I just flipped them back? Let's refer to the map. Show me the map. All right, let's see. So when we do our mapping here, right now we're only concerned with the XY mapping. That's all we're doing. Oh, this might be part of the problem. The flip here. Although, no, I don't think that is part of the problem. Let's test it. Let's test it out. So I think the X one just works. Blood Beret, thank you for the follow. All right, so yeah, you can see along the right side, it's correctly removing the outlines. Which is good. I know this is like a hard texture that's very hard to look at, but it's our missing texture. It's our source engine inspired missing block. It's the block that's going to render if there's like a mistake with like registering the materials or with the mod manager or something like that. It's our fallback. So we want the fallback to work. Obviously. Anyway, how's it going, Blood Beret? Happy Saturday. Your name is cool, but the image it you know, conjures in my mind is upsetting. Oh, I guess there's a second test we want to do here. Well, no, not really. Not yet. We're not ready to test the Y combinations yet. So let's do this then. So what we'll do. Let's remove the Y checks here. Let's isolate our problem for the moment. All right, now we're going to look at the Y face, see what we get. Okay, the Y face works. So there were some problems with the... Okay, so that's working fine. Here's the real trick, though, is the Z. We need to get the Z working. We need to get these outlines out of here. Problem, though, is if I just naively use the old auto-tiling setup, something bad happens. Which is weird because I don't think I've changed the Z format at all. So yeah, if I do this, all of a sudden, we get a whole mess here. So yeah, so for some reason, the way the Z is set up right now is very incorrect. Okay, let's take a look at that. Let's go one by one. Because my suspicion is that it's the Y that's causing the problem. Mostly, that seems to be mostly true. Well, no, that's not really. Is this flipped in a weird way? Let's do this one at a time. Interesting, interesting. So x plus 1 is this. So the check it's doing seems wrong. There's no way. Is our map wrong? Oh, it's my fault. Z tiles across is not 8. Z tiles across is 4. I'm so stupid. Okay. Oopsies. We were translating from the index to the coordinates wrong. Is it just gonna work now? No change. Okay. It's concerning. My tiles across is 4, is it not? Yeah, it is. There's some mix-up occurring, is what I'm seeing. Key minus X out. Will not cutaways. There's a whole test going on. That's a problem. That actually might explain why we're seeing what we're seeing. No, actually that doesn't explain why we're seeing what we're seeing. That does not explain it. Make sure we're setting this up correctly. It's almost always some kind of configuration issue. This can be a vector too. I wonder if that contributed to it. It shouldn't have, but you know. No, it did not. It's looking in the wrong place, is what it looks like it's doing, but that's very strange to see. It appears to be looking in the wrong spot, is what it seems to be doing. Which is interesting, because I feel like this is maybe the one tile set I really didn't change. Let's check our format. I don't see any reason why we'd have any issues here. I think I see a key flaw with the way I've arranged this. I don't want to think about that right now, though. I just want to get this one section working. The Z1, this should be easy. This shouldn't even be affected by the flaw I just spotted. Oh, I accounted for this flaw. Okay, good. Go past Dave. Way to go past self. Okay, so we got our tile set format. We got this. We got our making this. This is wrong. This needs to be 64. Actually, it's not even 64. It's a 8. Two Remoral didn't pay attention. It's just the autotiler. We're just teaching it about the new format, and I thought it would be more of a direct conversion, but it's having some trouble. This shouldn't matter though. What I just changed, it should just be nice. Where's that x plus chords.y times 4? Why is this times? Oh, right. Yeah, this music is silly. This is like a pseudo-classical kind of deal. Why am I getting these here? Weird. I don't need to do that. Yeah, it looks... There's all the indications here that we're looking in the wrong place for our neighboring tile, but that seems very unlikely. If I turn this one on as well. Maybe not all of them, but maybe these two. We should see a bunch of stripes. Oh, we crash. That's cool. Hold on a second. Why are we crashing? Oh, I didn't give this enough space. I see why we're crashing. Back to the top. Getting rid of this. Hey everyone in chat now. How's it going? Welcome back. Ooh, you finalized your build today. Very nice. Very nice. Alright, yeah, we're definitely doing something weird. There's something very weird happening at the edges, at the upper and lower edges. This is mostly right along the middle here, but it's failing to detect the edges. Very strange. What in the world is causing this? It's going to be something really silly and stupid, and probably it's going to have to do with the way we shift the coordinate system over. That would be my suspicion. So here, let's test this. So what if I just flip the check the other side, like 90 degrees, like, because it seems like what we're doing is we're checking the wrong side. So I'm gonna, instead of X, I'm gonna say Y. And if that's the problem, that's interesting. Huh. That is the problem. What the heck? Okay. I mean, I can live with that. I don't totally understand it, but I can live with it. I'll have to think about that for a second. How that ended up happening. So wait, what? Yeah, wait. What the heck? Oh, this is my fault, I think. I mean, obviously it's all my fault, but... So wait a second. So this is the L... Okay. Wait a second. Wait a second. Yeah, I put this in backwards. Oh, no. Okay. How did I do this? I must have drawn this from scratch at some point. Looks like a nice system you got. Nice budget system you built there. That should be, you know, it should be enough for RimWorld, and that's all you need, so. All right, so yeah, I did these in the wrong order. Egg on my face here. I flipped the axes somehow in my mind. Which is very silly that I could do that. So let's fix that. I guess I should be able to do this just by shifting them. Yeah, I don't agree with you getting an i5. I also don't know if I like... We were talking about it yesterday as far as getting an AM4, an AMD AM4 being like too old and the memory being max memory speed being too slow, but for the price that you're looking at, maybe that's your best bet. Yeah, I think Nix has a good point about getting a 3060 over like a 4060 or 5060. But when you're at extreme, when you're trying to make an extreme budget build, I get it. I get trying to find savings anywhere because it's really easy to justify each little increase, and then you look at the final thing and you're like, how did this balloon? How did the price balloon? And it's just because, you know, you kept being like, oh, an extra 50 bucks here, no big deal, an extra, you know. You do that enough times, and yeah, you got issues. But yeah, I think that'll be... Yeah, I don't agree with getting an Intel CPU nowadays, but I don't think it's a good idea. I think you're better off with an AMD CPU, but... And I think you would be better off getting a newer graphics card, but you gotta make hard choices sometimes when doing a budget build. It's tough. It's all very driven by like what deals can you actually get on the day that you're ready to purchase. I've had to make some last minute adjustments for that reason only. Okay, I flipped everything. This should be correct now. Can't believe I messed that up. It's pretty embarrassing. I gotta fix it here too then. I wanna figure out where I made this mistake. Alright, we got ads starting in a second. Oh, when they kick off, I'm gonna go get something to drink real quick. Get some more water. Yeah, I messed it up here. Man, where did this mistake occur? That's what I want to know. Yeah, it occurred here when I was working on it. That's embarrassing. Huh. Thanks, Nix. That Yeah, that's a pretty big difference, everyone in chat now. My laptop has a 3060, and it's enough for what I'm doing, so I don't think the 3060 is bad. I would be more concerned about the CPU, but that's just me. I think you'll end up with something all right either way. All right, we're getting into ads. I'll be back in a few minutes. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out on this fine Saturday here. Enjoy the song Center for Whale Research by Baptiste Francois. Be right back. All right, we're back. I fixed the issue with the tile set, which explains a lot of our problem. I was like, why are we on the wrong axis? It's because I literally wrote in the wrong axis. Thanks for the hydrate, Nix. Yeah, I got my full cup of water. All right, we should see the correct behavior right now. We do not. What? Why are we back to it being janky? What is going on? Oh. I only swapped half of the vectors. Okay, we're still seeing wrong behavior at both ends. What the absolute... What did I do? What did I do? Negative x, that's negative x, that's positive x, that's negative x and positive x. That's negative y, positive y. Oh, here's something interesting. Oh, we aren't in, we haven't. I keep forgetting I have to just tab over to the Godot engine. If I like export a file and then I go straight into Writer and then I launch the game, nothing gets updated. I have to just tab over to Godot and then tab back to Writer for it to process the new file. It's a little dumb, but I get it. You don't want Godot to just be going crazy all the time. Okay, it's still wrong, and it's still wrong in a really interesting way. What the F? Okay, we're going to switch it back to Y again and see what the heck is happening. Okay, it's kind of right. Actually, this is completely right. Well, it's completely right, but it's rendering on the completely wrong side. Everything is flipped. Which means maybe we're indexing into the atlas wrong. Well, that doesn't exactly explain what's going on. I'm hesitant to just accept that the flipped version of it's correct, because that seems not good to do. It seems to be the opposite of what I'm expecting. Like, if we go here, yeah, it's even... It's going along the Y, is what it looks like it's doing. It should be going along the X here, and it's going along the Y, which makes me think that... No, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I'm going to look at the file because this looks so wrong. What is wrong with this? Oh, this is the wrong file still. How is that possible? I exported this already. Why isn't it changed? Oh, no. It's exporting it to the wrong place. That's unfortunate. Okay. There. Yes. Yell at me. That means I need to save this, or I need to move this file to the correct spot as well. So let me go in here. Let me open this in Explorer. Set. Yeah, this ACE file needs to be in here, which is part of the problem. Same with this one. Well, that's my bad. Hopefully that doesn't break anything. No, because it's just an ACE file. Okay, now it's the correct file. Okay, I thought I was losing my mind there for a minute. So now we can switch this back. The real telltale sign should have been that it was rendering the wrong side. And I did not really notice that until the last second. Okay, good. Notice the rows have changed direction. So that's correct. Now if we just engage the other one, the other two, the final product should be correct. We are still going to have some issues with hull type exceptions, but... Oh, it's almost there. Why is it not quite there? And why is it not quite there only along the Y? That is the Y, isn't it? Y, Y, Y. Y, Y, Y. Plus, plus, plus. Oh, this should be it should be minus, 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 I think. And this should be plus, plus, plus. That would explain why we're seeing errors on the edge. Aha! Because we're auto-tiling floors correctly. We're having a little bit of some weird stuff over there, but... And the Z indexing is deeply broken. Why is that? Oh, there's some stuff going on here. I have no control over the Z index level anymore. Some kind of, there's no errors though. It's probably an issue with this piece here. The new levels. Ordering 0 0. Yeah, this would do it. What should your ordering be? 28 or negative 28? Negative or oh what? 28, 24. And then the bottom is 0. Okay, I gotta add that. That was a silly oversight. 28, 24, 20, 16. Is Z as relative supposed to be on? Yeah, it is. (20, 16, 12, 8. I wonder if I want to make those negative, like start from 0 and then to go down instead of this where I'm counting up from the bottom. Probably want to do it that way. That's probably how I want to do it, but I'm going to just have it like this for now. As it's consistent with what we were doing before. All right, so we do a layer here, and then we go down, we do another layer here. Okay, and we go down. Okay. Okay, we fixed that super weird. We are noticing some strange things, though. The cursor is, like, disappearing when we do a build. Like, we build something, and the cursor is just gone now. That's a new bug. And it doesn't seem to... It seems to lose complete track of the cursor. It gets into a state where it's just... You know what it's doing? I know what it's doing. It's doing a flood fill. It's trying to do a flood fill pass, and it's becoming unresponsive during the flood fill pass. That's what's happening. That's a lot slower than it used to be. We got to work on that. That's one of the major optimizations we need to do. The space is just too big to flood fill. Yeah, look at how far back it goes here. We got to tighten up the buildable area, which is fine because for lo-fi flyby, the buildable area is gonna be pretty small. So the easiest optimization would be to just reduce the scope of the buildable area for now. And then speed it up later. Speed it up, parallelize it, you know, all the good stuff. Such a beautiful day out. I keep looking out there and being like, I should be out there. But we're doing the important work. We're doing the game dev work. My partner was leaving. Not forever, you know, just for a day. just to do stuff. All right, cool. So level Z is good. The Y level for this stuff. Let's turn this on and see if it breaks anything. It's not going to really matter until we engage the walls. So we're going to set up the walls next. My goal for the end of the stream is to just have the auto tiler pretty much working as you would expect. So this is new, the doing this and then becoming, oh, I was going to say and then becoming unresponsive. Huh. It didn't actually occur. This checkerboard pattern is making my eyes bleed, so apologies to everyone on the stream. But this is our fallback pattern. So, like, if you load up a ship and, like, you don't have the right assets for it, like, let's say you, like... Well, let's say I mess something up and I, like, change the register of it something and it got saved and like it's just a way of us rendering something that otherwise we wouldn't be able to render because the auto tiler can't figure out what block to put there due to like a registry issue or like a mod manager issue or something, or like we failed to like migrate between versions and now it's like, oh, this used to be on this layer but now it's on this layer, or this ID and now it's on this ID kind of deal. So I thought it was a good initial material to set up, but I have some regrets in that I've had to look at it for like 2 weeks straight now. All right, cool. Walls. Time for the walls. I'm gonna put another brick in the wall here. Which I don't like Roger Waters. Don't get it twisted. I'm sure that won't come back to bite me. Okay, this X+4 and this X+8 stuff, I have to reinterpret this. Because this is very different than how it used to be. All right, let's look. Let's try to make some sense of this. Using the old block. So the old block had this thing where, okay, so it did have this, you accessed the half blocks by adding +4 to the Y. Okay, beautiful. So that we still want, but the whole adding +4 or +8 to the X axis thing, we're not doing that anymore. And in fact, we're not going to add this plus 4 to the y either. We're gonna like, there's gonna be some Boolean value or something. That we need to watch out for here. So this stuff we can get rid of. Don't use that anymore. And then the this y plus 4 thing, what we're going to do is we're going to say, well, it's literally just this check, so maybe we don't have to do it this way either. So I think we calculate the vector. Here's what we do. Here's what we do. We can calculate the vector up above. So we can say int atlas index equals buffer coords.x plus coords.y times 4. Oh yeah, we gotta change this. Well, we don't technically need to change it to a 4 yet. And then here we can say vector, we can say variable atlas coords equals a new vector 2i. We can say atlas index modulo buffer comp dot width. Yeah, so we do that, and then what we can do is we can say atlas coords equals atlas coords with, oh, we can say this. We can say, we can do this check, cutaway.has. So if it does, well, we should probably just do it simply like this. Just take this whole thing, put it down here. We can say if atlas coords has this, then what we do is we say atlas coords with it would be y equals coords.y plus buffer comp.height. We could also just do it here. We could also say, do it like this. Seems fine. We could also just say here, we could say atlas core. We could also just put this down here. copy all of this over, I think, down to this one. The Y's got flipped. The Y is going to be... Oh, no, I flipped it back, didn't I? I did. I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. Rename this. It's coords. We're going to add a variable buffer equals a new buffer read only. Buffer comp. Teaching this about corners is going to suck. I really want to simplify some of these conditional chains. Because a lot of them can be, like, they could be made into functions because they actually are shared largely between these. The only difference being the axis that you're changing, really. So, well, we could make that a lot easier to read because it's definitely hard to read this code. Let's go figure out what this error is up here. Oh. Well, yeah, you're going to need a buffer comp. Excuse me. What? Can't support this yet, so I'm going to just remove this. We're going to need to re-add support for overlays and masks and stuff like that, but that should be relatively easy. Oh, right. You need to do the same thing here. Love that harmonica. Okay, moment of truth here, I guess. Let's see what we get. It's probably going to be horribly wrong, but let's see what we get. You know? You won't know till you try. All right, so the vertical outlining is kind of weird. Oh, why are we engaging that? That's wrong. Okay. So the X face has a weird problem that the Y face doesn't have, so that's curious. Let's figure that out first, and then we can figure out why this isn't being engaged. Oh, I think I have an idea about that. Okay, I don't know why we're hitting these weird corner pieces. Oh, you know, we might be doing the same thing on the Y. We are. It's just really hard to tell because it's in line with the checkerboard pattern. But on the right side, it's kind of interfering with the checkerboard pattern, which makes it super obvious. Okay, we're picking coordinates a little wrong here. X tiles across. It is 12. Okay, that's great. Sorry. Hey, Rikia. How's the progress going? It's good. It's good. We plugged in a brand new tile set atlas source format. So we have a whole new way of assembling tile sets, for tile atlases, which is going to be great. But we're hooking it into the current autotiler and resolving a few bugs with it. How are you doing? Happy Saturday. So it seems like what we're doing is, well, yeah, well, we're ending up too far over. We're ending up too far over in the tile map, wherever it is. Did I seriously close it? Selected file doesn't exist. Selected file doesn't exist. Oh, that's why it closed. It doesn't exist. What's this? What's this file doing in here? Oh, I see. Okay, here's our file. So what's happening is we should only ever be here currently, but we're ending up over here. And that is a little confusing. Let me try to understand why. You're doing good? Enjoying the weekend with some beers? Nice, nice. Yeah, the weather out here is incredible right now. I almost didn't walk back here after breakfast. I almost walked just straight to the beach. Like, my feet started carrying me that way. And I was like, oh, but there's work to be done. Maybe tomorrow. All right, so what's going on here? It's somewhere down here. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's about 2 o'clock here. Our summer started a few days ago. Weather-wise. Our summer is like late August through like late October. Oh. Hold on a second. Nice. Yeah. No, I get that. We don't have that here either, but it's usually fine. There's like a couple of weeks where maybe it can be a little rough, but... All right, so there's something wrong with the way I'm converting this index here, I think. So let's see. Let's look at our indexes here. So these are the indexes in the actual tile map atlas. I'm going to turn these into coords. Oh, I think I'm doing this part wrong. You come here and look a little once in a while, you got no clue of everything that's happening. Yeah, the thing we're doing right now is pretty straightforward, but the number of things that have to change to accomplish it is crazy. We're basically switching from this older tile map atlas to a new one. This old one was just not working for us, and we need to support new features. So we have a new one. They look probably identical if you look at them, but this one's actually very straightforward. It's really nice. And the only issue we're running into is there's a mapping. So like this is how the tiles are stored in the texture, but it's not how the autotiler thinks of them. The autotiler has its own mental model. The autotiler's mental model is like this. These numbers being the indexes in the tile set atlas. So there's a bit of a mapping process, and we seem to be messing up the conversion a little bit. But yeah, once we get this new format, it's gonna be really good. It has corners, which is something we've been missing out on. And but it all looks the same. It is not. It is very different. The old one had these half blocks, or these half lines, these half outlines. We've just gotten rid of these. So there's no half outlines anymore. So we've gotten rid of the half outlines and we've added corners. And corners are pretty important. So after this, we got to teach the autotiler about corners. But yeah, I'm hoping once we're done with this, the autotiler will basically be complete. Like it'll have all it really needs to do is understand the relationship between edges and corners and the blocks adjacent. Memmeet. Hello. Happy Saturday. How's it going? All right, so what's happening is I am doing some kind of mismapping here. When did I start programming? Probably about 15 plus years ago. Less than 20, more than 15. I don't really think of myself as a programmer. I think of myself as a game dev. I just happen to program because that's like one of the things you have to do. I don't really think of myself as one of the individual professions in game dev. I kind of take a jack of all trade approach, which just means I'm bad at everything and I'm very amateur at everything. Okay, so I think the problem here... You know, let me fix the other problem first, because the other problem I think I have an idea about. You're eager to start? Yeah. Get to it. Easy. Easy to start. All right, so we do this. And we add in the walls here. Oh. I seem to have accidentally fixed one of these things. Let me put this here. Oh, I see what's going on here. That's a little weird. We flipped it, but we didn't flip. There's a piece of this that needs to be flipped. Oh, I should have tested that. There was one more thing to test there. So if I add a floor here, yeah, okay. So you're looking up, and I know exactly which line this is. I'm a programmer. I'll fight you, Nix. You want to advance in mobile application development? Okay. I'd say mobile games is very tough field to get into, but I think overall, I think the wider world of app development is probably a lot more accessible. Rika, you're so confused, and don't worry about it. I can't wait till we're done with some of this stuff and we can get back to working on some of the more visibly pleasing game dev stuff. Like some simulation stuff and some level design. We've been stuck on low-level systems programming for so long. I'm ready to take a break. I've been doing some ship design stuff in my free time here. I'm happy to do more of that. Respect that I'm able to do this. It's really 99% perspiration, or whatever people say. It's literally, it's just sitting down and doing it. It's like going to the gym. Not that I go to the gym, but you know, the principle's the same. It's like mostly habit. You just got to get the momentum going. So the problem here is the check. So we check. The minus Z here. This just needs to be flipped, I think. Or actually, I think this is wrong. I mean, let's do that. Let's just flip those and see if that's the correct thing to do here. I thought I did this already, but I guess I didn't do it for these. You work with your hands mostly? Oh, cool, cool. I wish I had the time and the space and the inclination and the... In theory, I like doing that. Okay. Yeah, all right. Vertical outlining, solid. The issue for us, though, is this corner stuff. How do we end up getting here? And also, why are we messing up this outline? There should be a black outline appearing when we do this sort of thing at the edge there, at the top edge, and it's not. Is it a Z indexing problem? Maybe it's there, but we can't see it. It's not clear to me what's causing that particular issue. Some issue where it's not respecting the cutaway correctly. But this corner thing I want to figure out. So what is it doing? It's rendering the correct one. It's just also including all the corner pieces. Oh, it's doing it at the floor as well. Yeah, so we're not getting to the index correctly. To the actual tile set atlas index. It's like I mean, it's not subtle, it's very obvious, but it's interesting that it's not failing more radically than this. What's the dots on the one side of the thingy? The dots are on both sides, but you can't see the dots on this side because it's aligned with the checkerboard pattern. Whereas the dots on the right side are interfering with the checkerboard pattern, so they're just much more obvious, but the dots are on both sides, and that's, yeah, one of the bugs we're sorting through. It's mainly because the autotiler doesn't know about corners yet. Oh, maybe that's it. Is it actually rendering this correctly, and the only problem is that it doesn't know to get rid of the corners? That is it. That's the problem. Oh, great. Perfect. Then, yeah, this is the best we're going to have for a second until we can teach it about corners. I'm going to add some additional textures to this before I fix that because I don't like looking at this. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is add in the different hull type textures. Add those back. See, I don't like staring at this. This is our fallback texture, which made sense to be the first one to implement, but I'm not enjoying staring at this. I want to figure out what this top line, there's a line here. I can't point to it. Maybe I can. Oh, wait, it's here. But not there. But it's here. But not there. Could that be just a Z indexing problem? It's possible. So it's supposed to be there. It's not, but the autotiler doesn't know how to get rid of them yet because the last version didn't have corners. So we need to teach it the conditions under which it's allowed to get rid of the corners. We had to add the corners to deal with an issue. So here's the deal. So here's the old way. You can see here this is just face it or edges. So the edge either is there or it isn't there. And the autotiler understands this. It understands how to get rid of edges or not. But the problem is that if you only use this, you get these weird problems. This is the no dots situation. You get something like this. Because the system's like, okay, get rid of this edge. Great. Also, get rid of this edge. Great. But it needs a corner piece here or you have a break. So what you need to do is you need to add little dots. You need to add corners. So that way, the outline goes all the way through. But the autotiler doesn't know when it's appropriate to get rid of the corners yet. That's the functionality we have to teach it. But once we've done that, then it can handle all of these different cases of corners and no corners. All of the different possible combinations. You can tell whether there's a corner because it's this lighter color here. And sometimes you want to sometimes you want the corner, and sometimes you want to get rid of the corner, right? So we got to teach the autotiler about this. But right now this is the correct behavior because oh, right. That's the mapping. Yeah. This is essentially the only thing the autotiler knows is this. It knows how to interpret the X and the Y. So it knows how to get rid of the edges, but there will always be the corners left over. If we want to be able to get rid of the corners, we need to teach it about 2 additional dimensions, the Z and the W, which are like these. So there's additional dimensions. So if you look at like tile 16, this one, which is at 1-1, it has a variant called tile 37, which is the same as itself, but without the corner. And right now the autotiler doesn't know about the Z and the W dimensions, which are what I'm calling the corner dimensions here. It just needs to it needs some more context. Okay, so that's not a bug. So the only thing that seems to be a bug that's left here, the only remaining bug, we got ads starting in a second here. So apologies. So the only thing that seems to be left, we do this, we make our little thing. And it doesn't, so it's correctly, so when we cut it away like this, it's correctly including the outline at the top, except once we go down. Oh no, it's working now. Why is it working now? I don't remember changing anything. Okay. Well, hey, we did it. We achieved our goal. I must have changed something. You know what it was? It was probably the other thing I changed to fix the other problem. It probably also fixed this problem. That makes sense, actually. Or, no, never mind. The problem's still here. I gotta do this. I have to add this level. Now it doesn't work. Now it doesn't work. Good. Or, you know, consistent. The reason that this doesn't usually come up is there usually isn't going to be anything on that layer. Because this is like the very topmost layer. Like, you might have some details here, but you're not going to have like a whole thing here. It's unlikely. So is this a problem? And more specifically, what is causing this? I'm going to check something here. So if I... So I'm going to get rid of this and see if this fixes it. Because this should tell us whether it's a z-indexing problem or whether it's an auto-tiling problem. So we're going to have a bunch of extraneous outlines now. Interesting, interesting. This is a bulk layer Z issue. I can see where this issue is coming from. Yeah, I did that just to see. I wanted to see where the line was getting erased. It's happening here. Happening in here. So if I eliminate this, we shouldn't have an issue there. Yeah. So hold on a second. I messed this up. I know what I did. Once again, I messed up when I made the texture here. So this needs to look like this. Yeah, so I need to erase parts of this. Once again, I just set the file up incorrectly. Cool. Easy. So the way I fix that is I go in here and I just do this. No, you're not. It's me making silly mistakes that I know better. I just forget. We needed to remove, these need to be clear, or they overwrite the tile behind them, which is not technically what the behavior we want. Except in certain cases. We want it to happen the outline, but we don't want it to happen with the underlying texture. So we want the outline to overwrite the floor tile behind it, but we don't want the actual underlying texture to do that. So we just erase the top line of the underlying texture for all the floor pieces, and that should fix that issue. Easy. That's another thing that like I knew and then I forgot. And now I've remembered. This is why I'm very much of the opinion when you're doing solo dev like this for a big game, it really helps to like make the whole system and then be done with it. I'm trying to be very careful not to just bounce around between too many different things, because I forget the implementation details of something like this. And so hopefully once we finish this autotiler or something like that, we'll just be accounted for. It'll be there. I mean, there's no way to get around that problem in the long term, because I'll have to probably come back to the system later and I'll be like, how does this work again? But at least while I'm working on it, it's a lot easier to hold all that stuff in working memory if I'm not constantly switching between different tasks. But yeah, this should be all good now. Should have our big cube. What I need to do though is I need to add support for different hull types. Yeah, so now you don't see that missing black outline. So So what happens if... Oh no, that's right. What happens if I hollow this out? Yeah, I need to add support for different hull types so that you can actually see what's going on in here, because it's kind of confusing. Whoa, this is a nightmare. Okay, so that's wrong for one thing. There's a whole lot of bad things going on here. It's something to do with the cutaway system. Well, it actually isn't anything to do with the cutaway system. It's the autotilers. Although the stuff that's happening on the left side here doesn't make a lot of sense. So the full cutaway stuff is fine. The half cutaway stuff is misbehaving. And that might have to do... What is probably causing this? What happens if I just keep adding walls? Okay, that side is right. What if I do this? Okay. So there's something weird happening on both sides, but for different reasons. So there's an offset problem for one thing. Yeah, I see a weird offset problem. So that's a good place to start. I think this is partly, at least, another problem with the way I've set up the tile set resource. So I thought this would be 0, 12, but clearly I'm wrong about that. So here we've got wall top. Wall top is 24. No, this is correct. So that's strange. I say it's correct, but I didn't actually look. 0, 12 is correct. Oh. This isn't the right file. What file is this? What the heck? Oh, once again, I feel like that... Oh. Yeah. Oh, did I just not ever export this? I might not have ever exported it. I do that a lot. Okay, that will do something. I don't think that's actually going to solve much, but it'll do something. Yeah, super weird whatever's happening there. Is the cutaway system still... Well, no, it can't be turned off. But is it having a hard time? So the question is, the problem coming from the cutaway, or is the problem coming from the rendering of the cutaway? That's kind of hard to test. Actually, I guess that's pretty easy to test. What we could do is we could just say, we can just go check the other system and see if anything we've done has ruined it. So we're going to switch back to the other rendering system real quick here. When I make big refactors, I try to do it in a way whereby I can go back. That seems to be difficult at the moment, though. Let me see if I can do that. If I put it back to this one. Okay, what if I redirect? If I redirect the target from 0 to 1. Weird. Why are you still rendering? I turned you off. Oh, because you use a different tile set. That's why. That is why. Well, okay, let's do this incrementally. So we make this change, and then what we're going to do is we're going to update. This is very RimWorld song. Editor levels. These layers. I'm going to transform these layers back. Kind of a game is it going to be anyway? What does this keep opening for? I don't care about the tile map. Leave me alone. I guess it makes sense that you open the tile map menu when you're working on a tile map. It's an FTL-like, so it's going to be like... Oh my god, it won't stop. Oh, I can just do this. Right. It's going to be like FTL Faster Than Light a bit. Maybe with maybe a slightly more RimWorld-like approach. It's a 2.5D CAD program. You're not wrong, Nyx. You're not... Oh, it's VoidBlit. Hey, VoidBlit. You had the same chat color as Nyx. How's it going? Happy Saturday. Yeah, you're very much not wrong. All right, let's see if we can adapt the old render system to some of this new circumstance here. That won't really help. Well, I guess that will help us eliminate whether this is a consequence of the physically moving the board around to this new position, or if it's the new autotiler. Because we're running into a weird issue with the cutaway. And let's see what kind of issues we've got here. Okay, from what I see, you have the same chat colors right now. Okay, that's weird. Tile system. Oh, is it the grid? No. What's going on here? What is going on? So, not the fill system, the tile system. Yeah, you still refer to the same deal here. Oh. Point you back to 0. I gotta point you to the right tile map, huh? I know, it's crazy. When there's like 3 people in here and 2 of them just have the same chat color. Alright, so Rick, yeah, this is the old autotiler. So it's a lot easier to see what's going on. Because it's actually got different material type colors that the compartmentalization system can figure out. There's a whole typing system that like can figure out what kind of wall material we're looking at or whatever. Yeah, it does look pretty good though, but you know, there's cases it can't handle, which is why we're expanding it. So let's see what happens when we cut it away. It's either going to look super crazy or it'll look very correct and normal. Okay, super crazy. That is actually kind of good in my mind, because that tells me that what's happened is the change to the coordinate system I use is causing the cutaway system to misfire. That's actually a really nice thing to be able to see. Because my concern was it was the new autotiler that was just losing its mind. But it's actually a problem with the cutaway system somewhere. That's interesting. That is interesting. We'll make a token attempt at fixing this, and then I'll probably wrap it up. If whether we can or can't figure that out. Because so what if I switch this back? What if we do it like this? What if we only have... I think it's a problem with adding introducing negative coordinates. So this should work correctly. Like this should give us the nice cutaway look. Because these are all absolute coordinates. Like all positive numbers. Yep. Ah, so the cutaway system can't handle negative tile coordinates. That is reasonable. But that's something we have to change. But yeah, this is how it used to work. This is how it normally looks when we're doing stuff like this. Make some doors. Yeah, so we just got to get the new setup looking more like this. Nice that I can switch back and forth though. So I wonder where the cutaway system gets mixed up by this. I'm probably gonna wrap up the stream here. We've been live for 3.5 hours and it's Saturday. I'm trying to make up for yesterday, which was a really short stream, but it's still a long holiday weekend, and I would like to do long holiday weekend things like dishes and laundry and vacuuming. But that's good. That's good. I think the only remaining issue that we have is the cutaway system. Teaching the cutaway system about the new world order we've got in terms of the coordinate systems. But otherwise, I think the new autotiler is kind of just working, which is great. It has much greater potential than this old system. This old system's fun, though. Yeah, this was great. This was a great stream. It was a lot livelier than I thought it would be. Thought everyone would have better things to do. Let's see if there's someone we can raid. All right, there's someone making a really incredible hand-drawn puzzle game. Daria, we're gonna go raid them. You might learn a thing or two. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it did go by real quick. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, Voidblit. Love to see some updates on your game sometime. Invalid username. Makes games. All right. If you got him, this is a typical thing when we raid. We ship them if we got them. If you can't ship them, you got to get them. You kind of missed it. Well, you can catch the VOD. We didn't do much except hook up our new autotiler, which is mostly working. We found an issue with the cutaway system that needs to be addressed, but that should be pretty easy. Big game jam next week, starting next Friday. Down to jam. d2jam.com. That is d2jam.com. Check it out. Community run jam starting next Friday. I'm excited. You're excited. We're all excited. But yeah, raid message is ship it if you can ship it. If you can't ship it, you know, do your best. But yeah, Dario's making a really incredible hand-drawn puzzle game. Beautiful. Go say hi. And then, yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you all so much for watching. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Thank you for the bits. Really appreciate that, Rikia.
Maximum warp.
Maximum warp smooth in a second.